Man is not respected here on earth. Not seen. Not acknowledged. He is sacrificed for the promise, for the future. For when he could finally come. So I'm not surprised about the state of the world at this moment. Even though it's shocking. To see things manifested this way. This almost radical forgetting of men's heart. Wiping away man here from the earth, killing him, heaven through separating man and woman, trying to kill their love. People at the top cannot stand this love. They cannot control love. They're afraid of it as their enemy. So they want to separate man and woman. They want to weaken man and woman. So they cannot find their extremes anymore. Where the fire of their love meets, explodes. They want some weakened, ridiculous version in the middle wherein man and woman are equal, the same. From a natural perspective, this is sick, immoral, undivine. If you believe in it, if you accept their lie, you become part of it. You throw away your love, your natural love for opposite sex. You become a particle in their economy, not yours. You become a slave of their system, their power. As long as you keep on loving, this is not possible. Love cannot become a slave. So they try to distract you, delude you, bribe you, blackmail you, whatever they can find, to weaken the man in you, to weaken the woman in you, to weaken the love. They even go that far nowadays to start campaigns about homosexuality and transgender. It's very funny if it would not be so sad that these rich, powerful people apparently have so much influence that they manage to even crawl as the black spider that they are into the educational system and to teach children about the possibility of becoming a transgender, even letting yourself be operated at a certain point in your teens or whenever. If this happens to be your choice, this is all highly immoral, criminal shit. This is radically anti-nature. We should recognize it and stop it. Unless you don't have any respect for yourself, for your true self. Or as I call it, the selfless in you. Because in your true nature there is no self. There's the man in you, or the woman. Who loves. They go even that far to try to make pedophilia normal, to normalize it. There are now TV programs which grown-ups are naked and children can ask them questions. with a justification that we're all born naked and this is normal. But it's all a lie. A lie that bitter feels. These people cannot love. And thus they want to create a whole world where this love is extinguished. They want to project their own lack of love upon the whole world. Create their image into the world. It's one big projection. And as long as you follow that, that's bad for you and even for humanity. If enough people follow this extreme lies, this extreme anti-nature, which includes the whole technological bullshit. It's all the same pattern. It's all anti-nature. We're against viruses. So you have to have some man-made substance to protect you against nature. You create all kinds of very unnatural frequencies radiated into the earthly atmosphere, as if this would not have severe consequences for nature, for animals, for human beings. Of course, the ones who do this, they very well know that it has consequences, and that's exactly what they want. And they act as if it doesn't affect you, but it's only handy for this or for that reason. It's only for their own fucked up mind. It wants to have total control over us. It wants to change humanity into the direction that they want in their lack of love, in their total stuckness, in their hate against humanity, hate against themselves. The ego has no limit, as I sometimes say. It can only be stopped from outside. This must be very clear, or else we're doomed. They won't stop themselves. They don't have a moral left. If this is not clear by now, the whole thing will be dangerous, is dangerous. The issue is no longer if the elite has turned against the people. The issue is how to organize yourself in such a way that you can beat them. Beat their agenda. Beat their icy heart. Defrost it. Usually there are men who try to fuck up the earth. Although woman is very cooperative in this respect, I must say. And sometimes even try to improve man, destroying the earth, humanity. But it's men are responsible for this. They have no single idea what man is. That's poor, and you could say pitiful. You could deplore them. Deplore this fact. since they are not touched by our compassion, we must stop them, or else they take us all down with them. We must let a man rule again here on earth, man as he is, his essence, which totally includes and even incorporates woman. But these men who rule the world currently, they hate man. If they would meet man, they would crumble down, be on their knees, ask for mercy, forgiveness for their sins. They know what they're doing. Everybody has this consciousness around and even in them. It's all seen. I mean, they cannot stop themselves. This other force, this unconscious force, this dark force is too strong in them. It needs to be stopped from outside. Therefore, they must be shown that there's a stronger, deeper force than the dark force that dominates, that rules them. And we have to show this to them. Show that the heart is stronger, deeper, more powerful. Hey! Ha! 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 We must know all their ways. We must know how the dark functions here on earth, the dark force. If you don't know that, they're always one step, at least one step ahead. We have to bear the consequences. We must thoroughly see it with our eye of consciousness, with our one heart. They try to divide in two, which they usually manage. I'm not against the two, as everybody around me knows. The two, duality is part of existence. It is even the manifestation of the one. But the two must know its master, the one. How things get out of control. If the two cannot meet, cannot love, because they're fundamentally separated, deluded, manipulated. then we create a hell here on earth. We must find each other, the two sides. The two sides that manifest in many, many varieties, many forms, many dualities. Man and woman is the basic one of that. But you can see it in high and low, left and right, deep, superficial, formless, the form. Etc. What the dark force likes is to set these two sides up against each other so that they cannot find each other anymore, and in the end only war seems the only way out, which happened so many times in history. Wars are created as long as people buy it, to support the warlords, again and again we'll have to go into a hell of war, whatever form it takes. Nowadays the form of the war seems to have a different form. It's more like an information war, technological war, more and more. But it will end up at least the same nasty. Killing is part of it as well. Mass killing, if you allow this to go on. Again, because the ego cannot stop itself. If you allow it to have one finger, it takes the whole hand, and two hands, and the whole body. It doesn't stop with anything. It just sees always how far it can go, until it's finally stopped and it crumbles down on its knees, or it might even die from shame, from being detected, being seen, or it might commit suicide. Its games are seen, finally. It always tries to delude people to go along with its games. What happens nowadays, it's almost unbelievable how far they managed already. And they've surprised themselves how far they could go with the corona stupidity. A natural virus that has always been there, even before humanity was there. Suddenly they managed to make it a problem. If you buy this, they can start with the next thing. Suddenly that ends are a big problem. And just name it, whatever they find. As long as people buy all this crap, as long as people believe what they read in the newspapers, that are totally bought by them, totally controlled. Every news message is controlled. I can just read it between the lines. And of course I'm not the only one who can do that. Many people nowadays wake up at least to this, that we're controlled. Or at least they try to control us. Again, as far as they manage, as we allow them. Everyone's heart, I repeat, everyone's heart is screaming against this tyranny. No heart wants to be in a prison. It's only your mind that allows you to be put in a prison, which is sick. It means you're sick, that you're allowed to be separated, your mind to be separated totally from the heart. You're not here, you're not on earth. You're not in the heart, but only in your mind, who believes this or that or this or that, and in the end you don't know anymore. Of course you do know. As I just said, there's always this consciousness around you and even in you. You do know, but you do not want to know, or you have interest to not want to know. And it's true, you're deluded. To believe a narrative that is extremely absurd. So absurd that if you're at the point of dying because they managed to kill us, some of us might end up laughing. That it's almost unbelievable that they managed to make people believe such absurd things. But this is the higher perspective, to be able to laugh about it. You must be here fully on earth and take it totally serious. It is serious. The funny thing is, and again said, that the ones who don't believe in conspiracies, they're the ones who believe in a conspiracy. Only they don't know. If you just see the facts, the whole concept of conspiracies falls away. You just deal with what is offered to you. You act accordingly, straight, directly. You're not deluded into mind that considers, is this a conspiracy theory? This is clumsy, and then they manage to separate you into different parts. So you're kicked out of the body and start to, as a separate mind, floating somewhere, you start to think if all these things that you read are true, or worse, you believe them immediately without thinking. With the thinking you also don't manage. You must know directly the truth. It's here. It's before your eyes. It's in your heart, in your consciousness. They all the time try to get you away out of yourself, out of your heart, out of your consciousness, into your separate mind. And then there, when you're out of the body, they can do with you whatever they want. You become a slave. You feel unsafe. Of course you are unsafe if you're not in your body. If you're in your mind, separate from the body. You feel unsafe, unclear. What is this? Where am I? And that you then attach to the wrong people, the dark people, who come in sheep's clothes. And this says something about you, where you are in your process of incarnating, of being here on earth or not. And on a collective level, the same happens. This is a big challenge at this moment for humanity. Even now we don't see through all these lies that are put on us, we actually might not make it and might not survive as humanity. Maybe a little part will. In whatever kind of world and will be left. But we're not at fight yet. We can and have to fight back against this force that wants to make us inhuman. That is already inhuman and that wants to make us co-responsible for their inhumanness. Let's not make the same mistakes again and again. Let's learn from the past what happens in the Second World War and other wars. We should not stand up against each other, follow their agenda, and even kill each other. We just should see what they're doing to us, and no longer cooperate. Take away their toys, take away their power, take away their income, their money, their fortune. They don't have any right for this fortune. Many of you, if not most of you, you are so deluded by the lie of capitalism, which is an extremely inhuman system. If you would have only listened to thinkers like Marx, you would have understood the process that is still going on, that more and more capital is getting into the hands of fewer and fewer people. That's what we see nowadays. And even capitalists who always believed in it, they see it nowadays. Even they start to wonder if this is really right, what we're doing. To allow a few fuckers at the top to decide for everyone here on earth what happens and what not. This is a consequence of this fucked up, capitalistic, inhuman cut system. Finally see this, instead of going all down together. This whole fucked up money system is the core of all this shit. That we respect people with power, with money, instead of people with a heart. That's what's going on here for millennia. And you buy it out of fear. Fear to be free even. Do you really want to die? You must keep on buying this shit. This capitalistic shit. That has always been a lie of the rich. They always fooled you. They manipulated you. They are the ones who come up with all this shit of conspiracy theories. Because they want to have their hands free. Their money free. So you cannot touch it. And you believe all this shit. That this is the best system we have. This inhuman, fucked up system. Stop buying this shit. That you survived in this fucked up system doesn't mean it's human. It leads to the end. Why are all these people saying nowadays, even the people who choose the right side, to defend the people, humanity? Why are they so fucked up talking about communism? This is the big threat. We're led to this shit by capitalism. And I'm not a communist, that's not the point. But you're deluded, you're manipulated to believe that communism is the big danger. Without capitalism, the whole stupidity of the corona shit would not have happened. Open your eyes. And communism is not an alternative in the least. That's not my point. But you see, at least, how you are deluded by all these rich people who make their own interest in some kind of religion that you bought. Capitalism. I'm so fucking disgusted at this. So fucking disgusted that you fucking bought this shit. Only the few people who have their eyes open saw the last 3-4 decades, maybe even more, how the whole thing went down and down. The liberals, the fucked up capitalists, it's the same. They just bought everything. They sold the whole state to the capitalists. They sold the responsibility to money. The market can rule everything better than the state. Oh yeah? That's where we are now. The market. The free market. Blech! Fuck you with your fucking free market. Fuck you! This is the free market. Bill Gates is the free market. Bezos is the free market. Fauci is the free market. That's your fucking free market. That's where we're heading for. You're stupid to call them communists. They're capitalists. Godverdomme. Fucking shit. If you don't open your eyes finally, we all go down together. Because you bought their lies. In the 50s already they were all the time against the communists who would undermine the capitalist great system. And people were not allowed to have jobs anymore if they have got communist sympathies. Fuck you! You're all deluded by this shit. It was all the CIA and other corrupt societies who are behind this. Godverdomme. Fucking shit. Ugh. I really think if now you don't see that all these lies from capitalism, then we're done. But there's still more and more people wake up to this shit. And you still call it different names. All these people and all these institutions everywhere in society, they're all bribed, they're all blackmailed, they're bought by money. And then you're safe? I mean, the heart is outraged to all these lies, any lie, not only about capitalism. You can call it my frustration if you want, that people don't open their eyes to this sick system. But any lie is a crime against the heart. You see me angry now, but I cried so many tears about what happened this last 1.5 year. Before also, but even more now lately. Seeing the state of humanity, that how easily people are deluded to go along with people who obviously are after their own interests, who are super rich and who want to become even more rich and more powerful, have total control, and still people go along with this. People never went in their own darkness. That's why you cannot see the darkness in other people. This is one of the basic errors, if you want, that brought us to this place now. In every sphere of life, there are always two. One of the most important dualities, spheres of life, is the one of consciousness and unconsciousness. There's such a disbalance between these two. If people would have meditated, we would not have ended up here. There should be a balance between the form world and the formless consciousness world. Like animals have also. If they've eaten enough, like cats for example, they just sit and look, watch. There are no specific thoughts going through them. They just are. But we are, as human beings, we are so focused on one side, on the form world, the unconsciousness world, forgetting about our being, that the whole thing got out of balance to a dangerous point. That the ones who are most in control, most in power, have the most money, they go to the extreme in the sense of trying to please themselves with forms, money, power, sex, in short. Or some probably even try to add also some spiritual values to it. But it doesn't make the whole thing less stinking. They're just painting a fake layer upon the whole cesspit. And via consciousness we come back to man. Man's gift to this world is consciousness. Well, in the end it is his heart. Or you can say the conscious heart. The heart without consciousness doesn't have the force that is needed to stay alive here, to survive as man in this female world of form. consciousness without heart doesn't work either. The heart is in fact always beyond everything, beyond consciousness, unconsciousness, beyond any duality. Without heart, this whole world would fall apart into forms, endless forms. The heart is what binds it all together. And that's what the elite who went so far into the form world wants, even beyond their own wanting, but as a force, wants to destroy. That's also why they go more and more into technology. Technology is the extreme form, replacing the heart, life itself, by form, dead form, or lifeless form. And they can't go really far with this. There's so many awful, disgusting, inhuman plans that they have now. These cyborgs. That many people even can't believe it. But it's true. And if they manage, then if they create their perfect form world, then we're done. That means there's no life anymore. Life, as life originally is, life is lived from the heart, from the whole. Together we must stop this nonsense. Return to humanity, to the heart. As you saw, it doesn't need to go without anger. We even don't see how it can go without anger. We should be angry. We shouldn't become slaves who let themselves be guided as sheep, transported to the slaughterhouse without resistance. If you have to die anyway, then it will be in a fight, not as sheep going to the slaughterhouse. But if you all fight, stand up, then it doesn't have to end in the doom scenario. But we better do it now, not wait too long, because they won't stop. They're still going to continue. They're laughing in the secret rooms, protected by bodyguards, so that no one can kill them. And the sick inherited the earth. sick of heart. And how do the sane of heart respond? To the real sickness that tries to make us believe that nature is the sickness that we need to conquer. The sickness is so obvious. Once you see it, you cannot go back anymore. You see how they lie. On the same people they put their sickness, and the other way around. Everything is inverted here on earth. Once you see this, you're woken up. Everybody wake up. And we can live here on earth as a heart. The dark force will always be here, don't be mistaken. But it should not rule. The heart should rule. Even though it doesn't like things like hierarchy. That's what you alluded to. Accept as natural. The depth of the heart should rule. That's natural. The depth of the heart. I hope in the next video I will speak about that. How do we get there, for God's sake? The depth of the heart. How do we realize that place, the formless place, there's no place. Samyama, heart.